Good afternoon, students. By watching news, you all may be in a happy mood. I think so. Yes, no, because the latest news is that 1 to 9 mass promotion. So you are under mass promotion and will be very happy now. No need to study. But I am not thinking like that. Maybe we are expecting for the government circular, waiting for that, and afterwards we will confirm it. But you have to study. Either it is mass promotion or not. Promotion is not a matter. Your knowledge is matter. When your knowledge matters, you have to prepare the syllabus. Otherwise, next year you can't cope up with the syllabus of 9th standard. So don't think that no need to write the exam, so no need to study. Whatever the instructions from government that we follow, but the studies, how much you have to work hard, that government won't insist you. That you have to think. So the syllabus we are trying to complete, and within few days the syllabus will be completed. Many of the teachers' syllabus already completed, revisions going on. So whatever it may be, you go through the lessons and prepare and acquire knowledge, the basic knowledge, especially the main subject. The basic knowledge is very necessary for foundation of 9th and 10th. Every year exam won't be this won't be mass promotion, board exam won't be cancelled. So be prepared for that. Okay, so attend the classes and learn. Don't wait for the exam, otherwise mass promotion. It is important that you try to get knowledge. Okay, so let's start the remaining portion of the second last lesson, that is integration of French and Portuguese colonies into Indian Union. We had seen that 163 princely states, it merged. But in the first semester, we had seen that when French rule and Portuguese rule ended in India, some of the areas that they had not left, still that areas were under the control of French and Portuguese rule only. Now it was the task of Indian government that to get back that regions also, otherwise merge that regions also to Indian Union. Some of the areas in India, when after 1950 also, the areas, some of the areas were under French and Portuguese rule, not British rule. British rule ended in 1947. We got freedom from Britishers. But some of the areas where French and Portuguese were ruling, that was also part of India. So that areas were also part of India. So government was trying to get back that area. So let us now complete that India's map, this areas where French and Portuguese were ruling. Then only the Indian map would be completed. Let us see. Certain regions of India were still under the French Portuguese control when India declared itself as an independent sovereign socialistic republic on 26 January 1950. We declared sovereign socialist republic country. But then also some areas French and Portuguese rule were there. Integration of Pondicherry, otherwise present it is Puducherry. Earlier it was known as Pondicherry. One question was there, now currently Bombay is Mumbai, but find out the names of other places in India where earlier the name was different and now the name changed. Like that, one place is that what we can say Puducherry. Now it is Puducherry, earlier it was Pondicherry. Pondicherry, Karaikal, it is in Tamil Nadu, Mahe, it is in Kerala, and Yanam, it is in Andhra Pradesh, and Chandranagar, it was in West Bengal, were under the French control. So which were the areas still under French control? Otherwise the areas where French ruling was going on even after we enforced our constitution. Which were the regions underlined? Pondicherry, Karaikal, Mahe, Yanam and Chandranagar. Okay, were under the French control. People of these colonies wanted to join Indian Union, for which they launched movements too. The people of those areas, those colonies, you can say it is colony, French colony, the people those who were residing there, really they wished to join with Indian Union, and they launched some movements also to join with India. The French tried to suppress such movement, but French government, no, they said no, you are not supposed to join with Indian Union. So they suppressed. They did not allow the people to do such movements. So they suppressed such movements. In 1948, a huge gathering of people in Pondicherry declared quit India to the French authority. 1947 we got freedom, and in 1948 a huge gathering of people in Pondicherry declared quit India. Now see, earlier also we learned this word, quit India movement. When it was the first quit India movement that we had studied about the year 1942. And that the people were shouting quit India, India chhod do, towards the Britishers in 1942. But here in 1948, a huge gathering of people in Pondicherry declared quit India to French people. See, difference of year, same word, difference of year, and towards which foreign rulers, French rulers. Okay, 1948 quit India movement was against French authority. Underline that also. To bring out a peaceful solution to this problem, the government of India opened negotiations with French government. So government of India decided to talk with French government because quit India movement was launching there in Pondicherry, Karaikal, Yanam, Mahi and Chandranagar. So Indian government decided to do negotiations. Finally, the French government agreed. After a lot of discussions and demands from Indian government, finally the French government agreed to hand over their colonies, the above mentioned colonies, to India when on 31st October 1954 and surrendered all these colonies to India. See, 31st October 1954. Now see, from French rule when we got complete freedom, that is on 31st October 1954. From British rule we got complete freedom in 1947. After 7 years, after that, after we achieved freedom from Britain, then also 7 years French rulers were there in some parts of India. Clear? So finally on this day, 31st October 1954, French government surrendered all their colonies. So all those colonies also became a part of Indian Union. Now the second one is Portuguese, because French and Portuguese colonies were there even after independence. Portuguese were more adamant than the French. They were not so easy people like French people. They were not ready to hand over the colonies because their prestigious issue, the prestigious place was Goa. For them, Goa was the symbol of prestige. Portuguese rule. Goa, you might have visited Goa. Still now, if you visit, you can see a lot of Portuguese remnants over there. The Portuguese churches there, the fort, and many things you can see over there. The culture and their language also different from Indian concept. Okay, all negotiations and talk to cede these colonies to India failed. Indian government tried a lot to surrender these colonies. To cede these colonies means to surrender these colonies to India, but they did not agree. Mainly Goa, they were not ready to hand over Goa, not ready to give back Goa to India. On the other hand, the movement to integrate Goa into Indian Union became more intense and violent. For the place Goa, the movement became violent. On 15th August 1955, remember the year 1954, here French rule completed, and 15th August 1955, same date, Indian Independence Date 1955, but year different. After 8 years of Indian independence, 3,000 to 5,000 unarmed Indian activities attempt to enter Goa at 6 locations and were violently repulsed by Portuguese police officers, resulting in the death of around 200 people. Just to imagine what happened on 15th August 1955, around 3,000 to 5,000 people. What they and how do they done? They were unarmed. They were not having any weapons. But from different locations of Goa, what they did, they attempted to enter. Many corners of Goa, otherwise from different locations, many gathered to enter into Goa at once, otherwise within short time. So then what happened? Mainly 6 locations they were selected for that. One batch will enter from that side, the other batch will enter from that side. Like that they would have entered from 6 different locations. Then what happened? It became very violent, and the government, Portuguese government, repulsed. Repulsed means what? Drove them back. The people, those who were tried to enter, those who were entered, they repulsed back. Otherwise, they drove back. Then around 3,000 to 5,000 people were there from different 6 locations, and resulting, what happened? This violence resulting around 200 people death. Then what happened? When the talks and satyagraha failed, then also they were not ready to give back this place. So talks and satyagrahas, everything failed. The Indian government decided to take more radical steps and launched Operation Vijay. Now Indian government felt that they were not ready to agree with satyagraha, otherwise non-violent method. So decided some radical steps. Radical step means what? Beyond the norms, whatever the norms and rules, beyond that they would have to move. So they tried, Indian government tried to take that radical step, and the name of that step is known as Operation Vijay. Operation Vijay. Okay. So what was that Operation Vijay? This was an operation, otherwise not surgery, an attack, otherwise an activity that they had done to free India. Okay. Free Goa from Portuguese rule. Underline that also. When talks and satyagrahas failed, Indian government decided to take more radical steps and launched Operation Vijay to free Goa. The military operation started on the midnight of 17th and 18th December 1961 under the leadership of General Chowdhury. Who was the leader of this Operation Vijay? General Chowdhury. The date 17th and 18th December 1961. Okay. Then the operation was completed by the next day afternoon. The Indians won Goa, Diu and Daman. Diu, Daman also you know, very near to you, many times you might have visited, and you know the culture of that Diu and Daman also, their lifestyle and the historical important places and everything, because these 3 places very famous places under Portuguese rule, Goa, Diu and Daman. Okay, and hoisted national flag also there. And after acquiring this, in which 1961, yes, 17th and 18th December 1961. So this was the final term of Portuguese rule. Okay. General Chowdhury was the leader. The operation completed by next day afternoon, and Indians won Goa, Diu and Daman and hoisted national flag there. That's how the last of the remains of Western Empire was terminated from India. So actually 1961 was the year when India got complete freedom from European clutches, not the Britishers, because they were Europeans only. That we had seen how about the arrival of Europeans in first semester. So French people and Portuguese people all were Europeans only, and Britishers want to rule over India, and they had to go back in 1947. But the remaining French colonies in 1954, and the Portuguese colonies, mainly Goa, Diu, Daman in 1961. So what was the activity they had done to get back these Portuguese colonies? It is known as Operation Vijay. Okay, and here I am giving an extra question. Find out what was Operation Blue Star. You might have not heard, but search and find out what is Operation Blue Star. Okay, what is Operation Vijay? It's an activity, otherwise an operation carried out to free Goa. Okay, that the question you have to search is Operation Blue Star. That also find out. See, why was India forced to carry out military operation against the Portuguese colonies? because the Portuguese authority was not ready to hand over the Portuguese colonies, especially Goa, because Goa was the prestigious place for them. Diu, Daman and Goa remained union territories from 1961 to 1987. You know, union territories. Yes, no? But 1961 to 1987, these three places, but Goa became a state on 12th August 1987. Now, Goa is a state. It got its statehood on 12th August 1987. That's things to know also, underline, it's very important. Now see, fill the map by locating the places that were under the French and Portuguese. So you can, it is easily you can do. So which are the places?